So, you ever just look up at the night sky? Really look at it, and just wonder, why is it so quiet? You've got this endless tapestry of stars, galaxies, and for all our searching, all our listening, the universe has given us back nothing but a deep, cosmic silence. Well, we're about to dive into a truly terrifying answer to that silence. One that, yeah, it might make you think twice about ever wanting to find anyone else out there.
And really, it all comes back to this one simple question. It sounds almost childish, right? Where is everybody? But this was famously asked by the brilliant physicist Enrico Fermi way back in 1950, and it's the absolute core of the mystery we're unpacking today.
You know, the idea that there's life on other worlds, that's not new. Not at all. We're talking ancient Greek philosophers dreaming about it. And then, bam, the scientific revolution comes along, and it starts to seem not just possible, but probable. As we started to grasp just how many stars and galaxies there are, the question of alien life stopped being a philosophical daydream and started looking like a scientific inevitability.
And that's what leads us straight into the Fermi Paradox. This is the heart of the problem, the contradiction that has been bugging scientists for decades. It's the huge, glaring gap between the high probability that alien intelligence should exist and the total, complete lack of evidence for it.
So let's break this down, because it's a real head-scratcher. On one side, you've got pure, cold, hard math. The universe is incredibly old and mind-bogglingly big. There are billions upon billions of potential homes for life. The building blocks for life, they're everywhere. So it should be packed with civilizations. And on the other side, we've got the evidence, which is nothing. Zip. No signals, no alien probes, just an eerie, profound silence. And for a long, long time, we were so optimistic. We built these huge projects like SETI, the search for extraterrestrial intelligence, basically giant ears to listen for our cosmic neighbors. We even started shouting into the void ourselves. Take the Arecibo message from 1974, a powerful radio signal we literally beamed into space, thinking, hey, we're here, let's talk. We really believed that first contact would be this amazing, world-changing event. But the silence just continued. And that nagging, persistent silence has forced us to consider some much more disturbing explanations. And one of the most chilling comes not from an astronomer, but from a science fiction author, Luz Cixin. It's called the dark force theory. And it suggests the silence isn't because the universe is empty, it's because silence is a survival strategy.
Okay, so the theory is built on two incredibly simple but powerful assumptions, or axioms. The first one is this. Survival is the #1 goal of any civilization. It doesn't matter how advanced you are, how enlightened you think you've become, your own survival comes first. Always. It's the most basic, universal drive there is.
All right, axiom 2. This is where things start to get competitive. Civilizations are always growing, they're always expanding, and they always need more energy, more resources to fuel that growth. But here's the catch. The total amount of stuff in the universe is finite. It doesn't grow. And that right there sets the stage for a cosmic-scale competition.
So when you put those two ideas together, everybody wants to survive, and there isn't enough to go around for everyone forever, you get what the theory calls a chain of suspicion. Think about it. You can never, ever truly know the intentions of another civilization you meet. Are they peaceful explorers or cosmic conquerors? And maybe even more terrifying, you can never predict how fast their technology will grow. A species that looks primitive to you today could invent some universe-ending weapon tomorrow. You just don't know.
And all of that leads to a conclusion that is brutally, terrifyingly logical. If you're out there and you detect another life form, and you can't trust them, and you can't predict their power, then just waiting to see what happens is an insane risk. The only truly rational, survival-focused move is to launch a preemptive strike, a kill shot, to take them out before they have a chance to take you out.
And this brings us right to that core metaphor. The universe isn't some big, empty stage waiting for us to find new friends. No, it's a dark forest, and it's filled with countless hunters. Every civilization is a hunter, hiding behind a tree, holding its breath, just listening. To make any sound, to light even the smallest fire, is to immediately give away your position to every other hunter in the darkness.
So, what does that mean for us? For a young and, let's be honest, very noisy civilization that has just started lighting its own little campfire in the cosmos.
it forces us to ask a horrifying question. Has our entire search for contact been a catastrophic, species-ending mistake?
I mean, really think about it through this lens. Those projects like the Arecibo message or the golden records we sent out on the Voyager probes, they weren't hopeful acts of communication. In a dark forest, they were the equivalent of standing in the middle of a clearing, lighting a massive bonfire, and screaming at the top of our lungs, "Hey, we're right here! Come and get us!"
The stakes become crystal clear when you break it down like this. Passive SETI, just listening, is pretty safe. You're hiding in the dark with everyone else, trying to hear if another hunter makes a mistake. But active METI, messaging extraterrestrial intelligence, that's a whole different ballgame. The risk is extreme. You are actively giving away your position, hoping whoever finds you is friendly. This theory just completely torpedoes our entire cultural idea of first contact. You know, the wonderful, awe-inspiring moment from the movies. It suggests that first contact might not be a moment of wonder at all. It might just be the moment a distant, far more advanced civilization gets our coordinates and quietly dispatches our executioner. The very first sign of alien life we ever get could be our own annihilation. So this leaves humanity with this profound, maybe the most important dilemma we've ever faced. When you think about the existential stakes, should we keep shouting into the void, or is the only rational move to pull the plug, go dark, and embrace the silence like everyone else?
Now look, to be fair, this is a theory. It's a dark one, but it's not a proven fact. There are more optimistic ideas out there. Maybe resources in space are just so unbelievably abundant that there's no need to fight. Maybe any civilization advanced enough for interstellar travel has also evolved beyond pointless aggression. Heck, maybe we're already being watched, protected like animals in a cosmic zoo. Or, maybe the simplest answer is the right one, and we really are all alone out here.
But, and this is a huge but, even with all those hopeful possibilities, the fundamental risk doesn't just vanish. If there is even a tiny 1 in a billion chance that the dark forest is the real state of the universe, then actively broadcasting our existence is a gamble on a planetary scale. We're literally betting the survival of every person on Earth on the hope that the hunters in the dark are friendly. That's a hell of a bet to make. And so that's the final haunting thought I want to leave you with. What if we've been looking at the great cosmic silence all wrong? What if the universe isn't empty? What if it's actually full of intelligent life that is simply smart enough and scared enough to stay quiet? And what does that mean for us, the one species that has only just started making a whole lot of noise?